Have you ever wondered why people are racist? Have you ever tried to figure out the information we have about years, time, math, human anatomy, and how long we've known most of the information we have now currently, aside from the data we get on the internet as a more recent occurrence? And the declaration by most people, they know racism. And white people are the problem. White nationalists, flags, being proud of where you live in the world, taking care to pay respect to those who keep us safe, or maybe it's just me, I like when people keep me safe, like the police. Have you ever wondered why we can't figure out how to explain racism so that when someone bullies like that person over there, and when someone calls me a white nationalist racist who later gets explained by that person over there as suicidal, dangerous, and even wanting to tear down the wall. How these kinds of events keep on going. And have you ever wondered why we go in both directions with our arms? Why our brains think with not only our right eye, not only with our left eye, not only with our ears and our mouths and our nose and our skin, but with our minds. And for as long as I've known psychology to be a study in school, and when I was in college for my undergraduate in the humanities and social sciences, English literature, we talked about Carl Jung, we talked about Freud, we talked about Viktor Frankl. And these intelligent humans created terms like ego, superego, shadow, psychology, psychiatry, disorders, but never were able to get rid of racism. And even now, culture has decided the best, or maybe they don't believe it's the best, but it seems like what they're deciding has to do with going after certain people, locking in, focusing, concentrating, and destroying them. Maybe even literally. Because they do not agree with how they are trying to solve the problem. And they go back and forth, and they go back and forth, and they change distances and they change directions and they move faster, move faster, move faster. They got AI, they got algorithms. And now they have big corporations like Google who declare all lives matter. At least some of their employees do. Who also let their children watch video on their tablet all day, all night, until they're ready for bed, with no restrictions at all. So then I'm a reasonable person. Why do I even want to talk about this stuff with racism? I've got Tibetan tattoos. I've been to college. I adore Frantz Fanon. I loved Barack Obama and what he did. But you can't know how to solve a problem simply by knowing what the problem has to do with and is that you're trying to fix or solve or eliminate. And there's an infinite amount of back and forth to go. There's enough misdirection to cause consciousness forever. Yeah, that's what people like these days, you know, that dizzy consciousness. It's almost not even conscious anymore. It's consciousness anymore. It's the love of dizziness. But to not be too pessimistic and to have the hope that Barack Obama spoke of and to have the same courage as Gandhi had with the conditions he lived in when he was alive, and to at least have a roof over my head and say, okay, I'm not as poor and I'm not as starving as that child over in the other place of the planet. But I don't deserve to be called a racist white nationalist. I don't deserve to have people around me fearful because they might get hurt. When racism and the current solution to the problem are the two languages, Hindu, Tibetan, any number of other 45 dialects, ethnicities, gestures, behaviors. They don't solve the crisis. They don't solve the dilemma. And the dilemma has to do with the people who are saying and the people who are not getting the information. The bully next door, the bully down there, and everyone else who just hurts people. They do what they do because they use their brains, they use their minds, and they restrict the person like me who understands a body and the benefits and the strength and the power it provides to not just go and pump some iron or run 1,000 miles a day, but to eat well, sleep good, rest plenty, by restricting their behavior, by enslaving their hands, locking them up in these kinds of homes when they've had cancer, when they've had problems, when they've had information available to make someone not restrict, but to encourage and to inspire and to motivate. But racism goes away with freedom. Body, brain, mind. These are freedoms. Human dignity. And whenever someone says they know more than the human dignity, they're interrupting freedom. They're disrupting natural balance. And these people say racism rather than saying, Because the more you say racism, the more you say white nationalist, racist, white, flag-loving idiot, the less progress and the less love.